Alright, so what we're currently doing is trying to find the live so I can actually monitor what's going on. There we go. Alright. So now I've joined the live as well. Ha ha ha. Welcome to the live stream. We are watching the sun, and there are a couple of potential flares happening right now on the sun. I just got notice from one of my friends in Colorado, Professor Nixie on TikTok, that these are a pair of large flares. So I don't know if these are actual like X-ray class flares or if they're just super bright regions of the sun, but we got them going. So what I want to do is I want to record a video of this. But I don't know if I want it to be at this exposure. I think what we need to do is dumb this down from 3.58, because I'm a little blown out. We're going to go to just 3. That's a little better. Okay. Now, I'm going to record not 500 frames. We're going to do 1,000. Funky, what's going on? According to Professor Nixie, those bright areas on the sun, those are solar flares. So we're gonna capture. We're gonna get a 1,000 frames. I'm gonna make an image of that, but I'm gonna show. I'm showing Professor Nixie what I got. So yeah, we got some flare activity potentially happening with these bright areas right here on the sun. This is so cool. And Punky, if you would be so kind, how's the music volume? How's my volume? Is everything coming through loud and clear? Are we doing good? I am loud and clear. Great, thank you. There's also apparently about a minute or two delay from what I say to what y'all see. Music is not loud and clear. Well, the music is kind of quiet. I mean, as long as it's there. You know what I should be doing? Is shutting my air conditioner off. I'm probably going to die of heat exhaustion because it's about 110 degrees today. You may not be able to see it down here in the corner, but my computer's reporting... It's pulling data from somewhere, I don't know, Weather Channel maybe. It says it's 107 degrees outside right now, which is part of the reason why the telescope and everything is a little slow, because it's like it can't cool itself down. It's running hot and then it's in a hot environment. All right, so I'm gonna do something dumb. But, you know, what else is new? I'm going to try and open up SharpCap now that I got everything nice and focused the way I want it. Actually, could probably change the focus a little bit more. Maybe see if I can't sharpen this up a bit. That's the wrong direction. That's reasonably sharp. Alright, so Punky says that she can't hear the music. But it's just low and quiet. It's a night the song is called Night Flight. We'll change the song. It's one of my favorite songs that he put out. Anyway, we're going to close this. I think I figured out how to do time lapses, so we're going to try that next. So, that's our starting program. We are tracking at the sun's rate. We're going to leave fire capture. We're going to go into sharp cap, which is always a bad idea because this is a really slow program. But it's a necessary evil. Just saw the professor's notification. Yeah, I saw him going live, and I was like, shit, I should go live too. And I went live for 10 minutes on TikTok. I didn't have a single person join my live. I got in a bit of trouble last night on TikTok, so I think I'm getting suppressed. So, I don't know. I may do a couple of smaller, like grill and chill style lives to get myself back on the good side of TikTok. And then maybe try doing another space live again. Because me, Karen, and a new person I met last night through Karen, we were talking. We were just joking around saying something about my dogs. And I got hit with hate speech. And then the new person got banned. Oh, wow. Did you see those prominences up off the edge of the sun? That was awesome. But it does look like the telescope has stopped tracking. So we gotta set the custom rate back to the sun. Yeah, I behave badly. Alright, so now we're going to zoom out to 100%. There's the sun. We got to nudge it back into place. So it's going to be up a handful. To do up a handful, I got to actually press the right paddle. 1, 2, 3. It's getting there. Probably 2 more. 1, 2. That looks good, right there. Okay, now we want sequencer. I saved one. For those of you who are joining in and watching, I am waiting for my slow-ass computer to open up a sequence that I think I saved. There we go. Solar time-lapse sequence. See? I have a way, I think, to capture about 30 minutes of the sun's activity. Which means I can make time lapses. And what we've got going on down here in the lower left-hand corner of the sun, these bright areas, those are potential solar flares. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be capturing data on the sun. And I can potentially turn that into a movie and we can animate that and actually watch how these flares evolve over 30 minutes. So while that's working, I'm going to zoom way in on the sun for everyone, because that's why we're here, isn't it? It's everybody joins my live streams because we look at the sun. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. Transition. Oh, this is not exactly working the way that I wanted it to. Son of a bitch. It's going to capture 500 still frames. I wanted it to capture one 500 frame movie. Stop. Edit. There's a way that I can change this 10, because it says capture frame count live view frames. That's not it. It might have to be. That might just have to be what we do. Kind of frustrating, but oh, frame count's over here. Sweet, we got our first 500 frame capture. This is working. We're gonna get a sequence over 30 minutes. There we go. We're finally cooking with oil. Finally cooking with gas. Finally cooking with something. Finally cooking with something other than Shit. So... So welcome in everyone who's watching. We're looking at the sun. I am doing a sequence of captures on the sun. Every 60 seconds, I'm capturing a short little video, about 500 frames. Punky, you didn't miss anything other than I got my time-lapse sequencer to work. That's this white box right here in the upper left-hand corner. And so every 60 seconds, this tells the camera to take a short 500 image movie and then save it to the hard drive and then basically go to sleep for 60 seconds and do it all over again. And then it's going to repeat that 30 times. We've probably done, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them so far. So it's working. I'm gonna make a movie. I'm gonna make a movie of the sun spanning 30 minutes. And then I think tonight I gotta adjust the telescope because it is drifting a little bit. With the weather being as dry as it is and the Texas soil doing what it does, the soil shifts based on water content. And the last time I aligned my telescope was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it has since shifted because we've had rain and then now we're back into drought, and so it only has to shift a tiny little bit. We're talking like millimeters, and that's enough for the tracking to not work. I'll have to realign everything based on the millimeters or inches that the ground has shifted underneath the telescope in the last couple of weeks. It is that sensitive, but I mean, it's like we're under high magnification, so tiny little changes under high magnification become big changes. It is still hot as shit outside. 107 degrees according to the computer. Punky's from Pittsburgh, everyone. She wanted y'all to know that she's from Pittsburgh. I wanted to know she was from Pittsburgh. She wants y'all to know it too. Punky, we never really discussed this, but are you a Steelers fan at all, by any chance? Or do you even watch sports ball? I feel like you would watch the Pittsburgh Steelers play, if only just to root against whoever the fuck it was they were playing against. But I'm waiting for it to do its next capture run. I have to adjust the sun again, otherwise it's going to run off capturing 500 frames. Capture's complete, waiting 60 seconds. Okay, we're going to nudge left once. And then we're going to see what happens if we go down once. Alright, now I got to go right. Don't you give me that bullshit. Crap. I need to go down, down, down. Okay. Sun should be back where I want it. For those of you who are joining in, we are looking at the sun, and I've got a sequence running where I am capturing a short 500 frame video of the sun every 60 seconds. I'm doing this for about 30 minutes. I'm about a third of the way done, and what we're doing is going to try and make a video out of that later. I'm going to animate the sun over the course of 30 minutes, because there should be, down here in the lower left-hand corner, these bright areas. I think those are solar flares that are happening right now. So, if anything, we might be able to see that evolve over a half-hour period of time. Paul, welcome in, man. Thanks for hanging out today. So if you just joined and we are looking at the sun, I am recording videos of it as it slowly evolves over the course of 30 minutes. I'm about a third of the way done. And then I'm going to copy the files over to my computer, and I'll probably process them later. I need to redo my polar alignment tonight. I'll try and give this another shot tomorrow and see if there's any improvement on the tracking where I might be able to do a longer time lapse of the sun without having to pause to readjust the sun every 5 or so minutes. It does drift ever so slightly. I know I can get it to track better. It's just after I got it all adjusted and everything was playing nice, the ground shifted because of a rainstorm. We have expanding clay in our soil, so if it gets wet, the ground swells, and if we have a drought, the ground contracts, but it doesn't swell and contract evenly. Therefore, from day to day, my telescope loses alignment. So I'll have to do a better job aligning it either late tonight or early in the morning, so when the sun comes up, I can just start tracking the sun and verify that everything's working good. And if it is, then maybe do a lunchtime live stream. But I want to do like maybe a multi-hour track of the sun and just capture little brief moments every minute and make a movie out of that, so we could watch the sun over the span of an hour or two. I think that would be really cool. So, another tiki-talkie notification. Dr. Blitz wants me to watch this. He's been live for like 5 hours already. He does these marathon live streams. It's crazy. All right, I'm gonna step away for just a minute. I have to deposit a dog on the floor. Is it me or are we having stronger solar flares more often? We are. It is not you. But this is an 11-year cycle that we are approaching the maximum part of the cycle. It's called a solar cycle because astronomers are super clever at naming things. And so every 11 years we revisit a solar cycle repeats, and we're getting close to the maximum again. So solar maximum is a period of time where the magnetic field is at its most turbulent inside of the sun, and that's what causes the solar flares. And then at the end of that solar maximum, the sun begins to kind of like unravel that twisted complicated magnetic field, and the sun quiets down, and we'll go months without any sunspots at all. So, what is that? Scarrett? Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in, my friend. So, yeah, every 11 years the sun goes through one of these solar cycles. We're approaching peak. I think we're like a year and a half, 18 months away from the absolute like peak of that solar cycle. What that's going to look like is anybody's guess. We have had periods of time already, even like 6 months ago, where there were massive numbers of big sunspots on the surface of the sun, and they were throwing off flares constantly, several times a day. And right now, the sun is a little quieter than those periods, but that doesn't mean that the sun is starting to die down. We still have 18 months where it's going to ramp up its activity. Today just happens to be a day where it's not as flary and sunspotty as it was 2 weeks ago or 6 months ago. But the day-to-day average is more active. So it's not just you. That's what's going on with the sun. And this is a natural cycle, happens every 11 years. This is like the 4th or 5th solar maximum I've lived through. I'm going to refill my soda. Paul, you're welcome. Keep the questions coming. I love answering the questions the best I can. And the cool thing is I'm sitting at my computer. So if you ask a question that I don't know, I have the Google machine right at my fingertips. And like we can look up the answers live and learn it together. About halfway done with this sequence. I'm excited. I am so excited, y'all, because I'm about to make a movie of the sun. I did it once last summer. It didn't turn out very good because I didn't know how to use the solar scope as well as I do now. And so today I'm hoping that I get it. I hope that I've got everything into focus the correct way. I'm hoping that I've got the correct band pass. I mean, it looks like I got the correct band pass. Everything looks really sharp on the sun. Yeah. Punky cannot open her Gatorade. I don't know. Use scissors? And just stab the side of it and drink it through the hole? I don't know. But yeah, when I get the solar animation processed, what that'll look like for you guys as people who follow my YouTube channel is you'll see a new YouTube video for that come up. But I'm also thinking that if you follow me on TikTok, there will be a TikTok video of it, and the videos are gonna contain the same sun, the same time period, and everything like that. But I'm gonna make the video slightly different. So, cause like I don't want to be the kind of person who just like does it the lazy way and does like one video and then copies it everywhere. Like that seems lazy. Like because if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on YouTube, if you follow me on TikTok, I think each one of those platforms should be its own little unique experience. Otherwise, why are you following me in 3 places to see the same thing the same exact thing 3 different times? So I think what I'll do is I'll make a couple of different versions of it. One for Instagram, one for TikTok, one for YouTube. I have a Facebook profile. I don't do anything with it. Paul, I'm glad you're here. Oh, Garnet Larry's in here. What's going on, my man? He is he's a long-time subscriber. I think Garnet's been one of my YouTube subscribers for, dare I say, 5 years? Maybe longer. We got the sun scope going on, and Garnet, if you haven't figured it out yet, I am capturing a sequence of videos on the sun every 60 seconds. We've got about 12 or so minutes remaining. Yeah, it's been at least 5 years. I took, I don't know, last 18 months or so off of YouTube. Garnet, you know, you followed me for so long. Like, I don't have the observatory anymore. I don't know if you're aware of that. I got a divorce last year, sold the house, sold the observatory, kept all the telescopes, bought a new place, and so I'm all set up here. Let's see. Let's just nudge this thing real quick. And I of course, I nudge it right in the middle of a capture. So that's going to be a ruined frame. That's fine. I gotta get a buddy a link to solar film. Bear with me. He needed I've got an affiliate link with Agena Astro. He wants some solar safety film for his telescope. So he's like, hey, if you don't mind, shoot me an affiliate link. And I don't mind, so I just shot it to him. Is time-lapse kind of like stacking? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually stack movies. Short movies, like it's going to be about 500 frames captured over 5 seconds. So you're not going to see anything in those 500 frame movies, but each one's a minute apart, right? So we're going to stack each little movie into its own image. So we're going to take 500 movies, turn them into 500 photos. Each photo is going to be separated by 1 minute, okay? I'm sorry, 500 images into 500 videos. What am I trying to say? I'm capturing 30 videos of 500 images each. Sorry. 30 videos, 500 images each. We're going to turn those 30 videos into 30 photos. That process is called stacking. Then I'm going to send all of those videos into an image, or not an image, video editing software, and turn that into a movie again. So, it's... I don't know why I'm having such a hard time explaining it. Maybe it's because I'm hot. Paul, you should be happy for me. The marriage was not a good marriage. I was married to an abusive woman, not the battered husband kind of abuse, but the nothing I ever do is good enough. I always feel small and insignificant, taken for granted, was basically viewed as only having value as a paycheck and nothing more. And I was gaslit a lot. So after 10 years of that, I just decided I was done. Garnet said it best. He figured out how to say all the words in the shortest possible clear way of doing it. I am creating a short video time lapse out of a long session of short videos. But I'm going to turn my short videos into single images and put them back into a video format. Yes, abuse is abuse. It sucked. So, all right. I'm going to go left and down. Left, down. Garnet, I am using a Lunt 100 millimeter dedicated solar scope, and that solar scope is using a pressure tuned Etalon. I do have a double stack. I'm currently just using one though, not two. I have a hard time getting both on the correct band pass. It is tricky as hell to use two, but I figure if I can master using one, there's some good images that come out of people who just use a single stack. So let me get good at that, and then eventually I'll get into the double stack. But I've already, I went ahead and bought everything. Yeah, Paul, I got sorry to hear that. I got a buddy who just went through a divorce at the same time I went through mine. He's also disabled, and he caught a lot of the same kind of shit from his ex. That she said the only reason why she's keeping him around is for the Social Security disability checks, and that's all he's good for. He's just another 14-year-old to take care of, another mouth to feed, another ass to wipe, and he had nowhere else to go, though, which was the shitty thing, because his Social Security disability check, as I'm sure you're aware of, is not enough to actually live on. It's not that disabled folks need more help or less help or any help for that matter. What they need is they need compassion, which is something that seems to be completely missing from some relationships. Is there's just no compassion. Like it's difficult Yes, like they can't. Like my buddy, he has neurological conditions as a result of a stroke, right? And so like there's things with memory that he has a hard time remembering things because part of his brain died, and they had to cut a piece of that dead brain out of his skull, and they took healthy brain matter with it, you know. And so he's got cognition issues, he's got memory issues. Sometimes he has a hard time trying to figure out words. He doesn't need help. What he needs is understanding. He needs people to understand it's going to take him twice as long sometimes to say the thing he wants to say. He needs people to understand that sometimes he's not going to remember what you just told him yesterday, and you might have to remind him, and that's just the way his brain works now. They need the compassion, first and foremost. Yeah, Paul says he's not helpless, but he does need help, but not much though. But you know what I imagine Paul probably needs more than anything is understanding and compassion from those around him to know there's certain limitations that he's facing. Sun's about to run off the bottom, but I gotta wait for it to capture because I know I'm gonna do it again. If I try to nudge it, it's gonna nudge in the middle. See, it's capturing 500 frames now. But when it's done, I'm gonna nudge it. All right, it's done. Boom. Boom. There we go. Speaking of disability, did you take your meds? I wish I could help you with that. Unfortunately, Punky, I'm not going to be able to tell you and offer you any help there. Sadly, I don't know if you took your meds or not. You seem awfully medicated right now, but that's through the filter of YouTube. Okay, so I moved the capture sequencing window out of the way so we can see the whole sun uninterrupted. We've got the sun back towards the middle of the screen. We are just maybe 1 or 2 captures away from finishing up all the data that we need for this sequence. I'm getting kind of excited. Funky, do you have one of those pill-a-day things? Or could you, like, give yourself a sticker every time you take your meds? And then just like, oh, did I take my meds? Look down and see if you're wearing your sticker. And I realize, like, I'm giving you these suggestions as if they would actually help, but, like, you'll forget to refill your pill-a-day thing, or you'll forget to put the sticker on, or even buy stickers. That's okay. I have to take 1 pill every Saturday at 9 a.m. And half the time I forget. My girlfriend calls it my don't be a bitch pill. Oh, you and Punky are gonna get along just fine, Paul. Just fine indeed. Sequence is done. I did it. I captured 30 minutes of the sun. And this region down here in the lower left-hand corner, it's not as bright as it was 30 minutes ago. So, hell yeah. What that means, I'm going to be able to do a video and we're going to watch this area flare down. We'll also be able to see probably these sunspots up at the very tip top. I'm going to brighten that up so we can see what's going on up there. if this slow-ass user interface will ever respond. Yeah, trust me, I'm busy with my meds too. Half the time when my reminder goes off to let me know I need to take my meds at 9 in the morning on a Saturday, I'm already out of the house. Like, I'm either at the grocery store or on my way to go do something. Like, I'm already running errands. By 9 a.m. on a Saturday, I'm a third of the way done with my day. So I tried to move this brightness slider, and it just said, fuck off. We're not doing it today. Not today, Satan. I'm going to try it again. There we go. Little bright, but we've got some pretty cool flare. I say flare activity. They're prominences. We're gonna go hella bright now. There. These are looking pretty cool. Evie's birthday's in 2 days. That is a big deal. Evie's like my stepdaughter. I want to zoom in a little closer to this little region over here. This region looks hella cool. Zoom. Piece of shit slow software. 300%. It's bright white. That's because we're zoomed in. There we go. Look at that. Look at those proms just hanging out. Punky, get this. Your stepson, Maverick, he peed on my rug in my home office today. September 27th, you're going to be 61. Holy crap, you're my dad's age. I didn't realize that. I'll be 41 in November. Okay, so now that I've got the sequence captured, we don't actually have to keep the slow buggy software called SharpCap up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to Fire Capture, because that at least runs a little better on system resources. And then I think I might try with like astrophotography tool or something. An old hippie? Yeah. My girlfriend's a self-described hippie. I'm just a freaking nerd. Okay, so I like this software a little bit better. It's more responsive. It's Fire Capture is what I'm using. Fire Capture is a bit more responsive. I like how it works. I didn't like it at first, but there we go. The more I kind of got to use it, that might be too much soon, but we'll see. The more I got to use it, I think it went through a user interface redesign and some major updates. The last time I used it was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and I just wasn't a fan. There we go. Nice close-up view of the sun. I bet you we can make that focused a little better. Although the seeing's kind of screwing things up. How's that looking for y'all? Yeah, Pip is great for doing solar time lapses. That's what I'm going to be using is Pip. And then I'm going to stack everything in Auto Stacker. So I'm going to use Pip to center and crop the sun in all 30 of the videos I did. Then I'm going to use Auto Stacker to stack everything. I wish there was a bulk stacking software where you could throw like 30 videos in and it would just stack all 30 of them. That would be so sick. And then I'm going to throw everything back into Pip and either do my time lapse that way, or I'm going to stick it into my DaVinci Resolve program and play with it there, because I can do all sorts of crops and edits and stuff like that. Region of interests. So, but that's our sun. Let's see what else we can find on the sun. Garrett says there is a program that I can do batch. AutoStacker does batch? Are you shitting me? I can stack in batch in AutoStacker. I'm so angry that I did not know that. Look at that Sunspot. $70 to $120 at a time. That must be like, if you're doing 70 to 120 stacks, video stacks at a time, you're either doing planetary time lapses like Jupiter and its moons rotating, or something else. I can't imagine what else. Maybe Comet? No. Mars, maybe. I don't know that you got a big I don't know if you got a big enough telescope to do Mars. I can't remember what your big one is. You need a big scope to do Mars. Oh shit! You know what I was gonna do today, and I totally forgot. I wonder if I should try. I found my 4X PowerMate, and I was gonna throw that on and see how cool we could get some sunspots to look. But I don't know that I can do that. Because I don't know that I can get I don't know that I can put that 4X PowerMate on the back of my solar scope because of the blocking filter. I don't think it takes this the 2-inch size. pan down. There's another Sunspot group. And some filament action. The folks at Lunt are pretty cool. I do like them. I'm gonna try and make some videos on how to really eke out the best performance on a solar telescope, because I've looked and I can't find anything on, like, there's no videos on how to pressure tune and know that you're, you know, on band with a solar telescope. I had to read a couple of articles that were very kind of obscure and sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm trying to get this to focus and it doesn't look like it's... I can't tell if it's out of focus or if it's just really bad seeing. Let's see. I was going to do some DoorDash tonight because Daddy needs some extra money and OnlyFans isn't paying, so... You know, I would do that, but like, this thing I'm sitting under a boiling sea of atmosphere today. Like, this image is jumping around. So, what else can we look at? I'm gonna. So we're at 500% zoom. I'm gonna back out because I want to see the whole sun again and kind of get my bearings. So we were down here. Oh, the sun's starting to drift out a little bit. So we got to do. Down and left. Punky, oh daddy. Down. Left. Left. Alright, we'll try down. Down. It was a rocket looking thing when I zoomed out. trying to think. What would you have seen that looked like a rocket? So it wasn't anything on the screen. I'm presuming you saw something with the sun that you might have thought it might have been a rocket. I didn't see it, so I can't comment or speculate. I apologize. Leaves are falling. Leaves are falling here in Texas too, but it's not because it's autumn. They're falling because the trees are dying. The heat and the drought. Bottom of the sun. Okay. So, bottom of the sun, saw something that looked like a rocket down there. It might have just been, could have been a glitch with the camera as it was moving and zooming. Or it could have actually been like something reflecting sunlight into the telescope. On occasion, we see things flying through, like birds. Let me see, do I still have that photo? Here we go. So yeah, on occasion, things fly in front of the sun. So this was back in beginning of August. This is about a month ago. This happened. And you can see how active the sun is compared to today, a month ago. The sun just has its moods. Today it's in a quiet mood. And in a couple of weeks, it might be in an incredibly busy mood. Oh, the screen was blue. Talking about this? This is just the desktop background for Windows 11 on the computer that I'm using. So this is about as zoomed out as it gets. Oh, there was another bird. Did you guys see it? Fly from about here on the right side of the sun all the way up. Yeah, 2024 solar maximum is going to be killer, and I'm waiting on the eclipses to happen. Yeah, Paul, I'm trying to remember what it was I did. And honestly, I'm like trying to retrace my steps. Like I'm zooming in to where I was before, and then how would I have zoomed out where you would have seen something that looked like a rocket toward the bottom of the sun? Punky, we'll have to catch it on the replay. It happened probably around an hour and 9 minutes. So... Take it easy, Garnet. We'll see you around. So this is the planetarium software. So the only other window I've got is this. The live view of the sun. And then the desktop. Okay. So the planetarium software. So this is a program called the Sky X. It's the program that controls the tracking system. This is a star chart up here, and basically this is everything. Everything in the night sky is here. You got the planet Venus right there. I'll highlight that. So in the purple, that's the constellation Leo. That's where the sun is. This little yellow dot with circle, that's where the sun and the telescope are pointed at. Mars is over here. It's this little red dot. Mercury is right here. That yellow is where the telescope and the sun are. So we know that the sun and the telescope are in an alignment. The yellow dot is where the telescope is pointed at. This is the sun. We know that the telescope is actually pointed at the sun because we're looking at it right here, right? But when I was saying earlier that I got to go and I have to realign my telescope, it's because there's this offset. The telescope is here. The sun is here, but they're actually in alignment. The software does not think they're in alignment. I need to tell it they're actually in alignment. There's a calibration process I'm going to do tonight. Should probably take me about 30 to 45 minutes to do. And then tomorrow, the yellow should be right in the middle of the sun, and it'll follow the sun precisely. And I won't have to keep switching back and forth to correct for solar drift. So that's what that was. But anyway, I believe I'm going to take this opportunity to call it a day. I've been at this for about an hour and 20 minutes. I need to wrap up my work day. I've just been babysitting some emails, but I got some that have come in that I need to respond to. And then that'll be the end of my work day. And then I got to do some housework, and then I'm going to DoorDash tonight because, like I said, Daddy needs new shoes. So, y'all take it easy. If weather permits, I will be live streaming again sometime tomorrow. Might be on my lunch break, which is 11 o'clock to noon Central. Sometimes it's from 11:30 to 12:30 Central. I work from home, so I go live when I can. I have that luxury. Usually it's for about an hour in the middle of the day. At the end of the day, like my work day typically ends between 2:30 and 3. I go live for as long as I can. Before too long, the sun's going to start setting behind a tree. And so usually that happens between 3:30 and 4. So I'm going to go ahead and just end it now. Punky, I'll be back tomorrow. Paul, you're welcome to stop in anytime you want. If you got your notifications set for when I go live, you'll get it pushed to your phone. You can watch on your TV. Hell, you can turn it on every device you own for all I care. It might make for an interesting day. Anyway, see y'all maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend. Take it easy.